Good morning. I am Utah Treasurer Marlo Oakes. Today is the last day of Utah Saves Week, an initiative focused on raising awareness of the importance of saving. Today's theme is saving as a family. One critical component of creating a more financially stable economy is to ensure the young people in our lives are equipped with the tools and building blocks for a financially successful future. One of the best investments a person can make is in their or their child's education. And today I am very pleased to have Richard Ellis with us, who is the Executive Director of My 529. He's also a former state treasurer and a good friend. Richard, welcome.
Marlo, thank you. It's great to be here with you.
Great to have you. Thank you. So one of the questions I had is, what are some of the benefits of setting up a My 529 account?
Well, they're established to really be a tax-advantaged way of saving for education after finishing high school. Or actually today they can be used for K through 12 tuition. But the advantage is that you can invest this money like a Roth IRA. It's an after-tax contribution. The money grows while it's invested without any state or federal income taxes. And if you use that money for a qualified education expense like tuition, fees, books, computers, even some room and board costs, you take that money out and you never have to pay taxes on the growth in that account.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I understand that Utah has one of the best in the country. In fact, in October of last year, I think we were one of three states to get a gold rating on the 529
Yes,
plan.
we're one of only 3 states. Morningstar rates 529 plans. They've been doing it now for about 17 years. And Utah is one of 3 states that has the current gold rating. In fact, we have received their top rating 16 of the 17 years that they've rated plans. 11 consecutive years we've had their top rating or their gold rating. Next to us is Illinois, that's only had it for 5 years. So I think it's really a great recognition of Utah's college savings plan and how well it works.
And what sets us apart? I mean, what gives us that, gold rating for so long?
There are a lot of things they look at in it. I think, fees have always been a big thing. And I think that's what really has set us apart and allowed us to be one of the largest plans in the country. We're actually the 3rd largest direct sold plan in the country.
Wow.
We started back in 1996, so we just finished our 25th year of operation. And when the plan was established and our first investments chosen, we used Vanguard funds to keep our costs low. And I think that low cost, which was significantly lower than other plans, attracted a lot of assets to begin with. And we've continued to focus on being a low-cost plan.
Oh, that's fantastic. And really, costs are a huge part of something that an investor can control, right? And so I think that's
right.
significant.
And people don't necessarily think about that, but paying 1/10% or paying 3/4%, that difference compounds and adds up to a lot over time.
That's
so
right.
It really does make sense to focus on costs.
And as families think about saving for large items, that's a really tough thing, particularly education, right? And education is a big financial obligation that they end up having. What's your advice for kind of starting the savings process and building up enough money for education?
Well, you're right, and education is so huge, and I think some people get overwhelmed by the potential cost of it. We get asked that question a lot, and our thought is just start saving. Start saving now. That's the first thing to do. It doesn't matter if they're 15 years old or if they're a newborn, the sooner you do that, because the money you save is less money you may have to borrow in the future. The chances are you're not going to save enough money to pay all of the higher education costs for your child. And that's okay, but whatever you save helps offset books or buys that computer or does something that helps along the way. And the other thing is not everyone goes to college. Some people, the right place to go is a registered apprenticeship program at one of the technical colleges and get a skill that way. Those are great careers, and 529 money can be used for those same things.
Oh, that's great. So one of the thoughts, is you're talking about saving for a child. They may not end up going to college. What happens in that case, where you have all of this money that you saved in My 529, and then the child decides, hey, I'm just not going to do this. Then what do you do?
That makes a lot of people really skittish. And right now my focus is on my grandkids. And if I've got 15 accounts for my grandchildren, and probably not all 15 are going to go to college, but the beauty of 529 plans is they're very flexible. So if they decide not to go to college, again, they can use that for a technical training, apprenticeships. You can always transfer that balance to another beneficiary. very flexible in terms of what qualifies as a beneficiary within the family. Or the one I like to tell people about is just pull it back to yourself and get that continuing education class through the University of Utah and go to Italy for a month and take a cuisine class and use it on yourself. But that shouldn't be a concern that what if my child doesn't go? There's always things you can do with that money.
No, that's great. Well, and as a family begins to save, it's really important to have a savings mindset. And that's really part of the goal of My 529. As you open an account, you really begin that savings mentality, right? And save for college that then can lead to other important skills that you build as a family. And so it's a great way to, as a family, to save. And so I think it's a great thing that My 529 offers, and really appreciate you coming to talk to us, Richard, today. For more information on Utah Saves Week and ideas for how you can save, go to utahsaves.org. That's utahsaves.org. And we hope this has been helpful for you and your family, and look forward to seeing you again.